Hey y'all, here it is Tuesday. How about that? Sometimes you got to improvise. That's our little tomato starts. They didn't germinate there for about a week in that old greenhouse, just a little bit too cool. So we punted and brought them in here in the warmth of a spare room, and they're shooting up like rockets now. So we're back on track. A little nippy, about 45, 46 degrees, only in Texas. What, a couple of days from now it'll be 70 out here. Maybe a little rain. I think this will be the last little cold spell we'll have. We may have another little Easter snap, but it won't be quite this cold. Old chickens were pecking at the ice this morning until I got out there. Thank goodness we didn't have any busted pipes. That's always a mess on an old place like this. But been a good day. Sure good to see that sunshine. I think everything fared pretty well. Gonna need a little 70-degree day or two to get these potatoes to sprout. Sometimes it takes them a little while, but week's going pretty smooth. I hope y'all are having a good one. Just another day on the old farm with the chickens getting after it. One of them follows me everywhere. That one right there, I can walk all over the place. And I don't know what's got into them, but I ain't never seen a chicken that'll let you pet them. Ain't that something? Just cower down and let you pet them. Crazy stuff. Saw see a lot today, and I know y'all have encountered it, where I don't know that anything can compare to wisdom. A lot of these young whippersnappers, and I was one too at one point, I guess. I like to think I kind of still am from a youth standpoint. But you can have some good ideas and think you're smart, but it's always kind of hard to outsmart the wisdom of the elders, if you would. I'm having to learn by trial and error on this garden, but heard tell of an old boy that turned 16, passed his driving test, so he was going to negotiate the use of the car with his dad. I didn't go over it so hot right out of the gate. His dad said, "I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You get those grades up from a C to a B, average, study your Bible a little bit, and get a haircut, and we'll talk about you using the car." Old boy thought about it. He said, "All right, I'll do that." 6 weeks or so passed by, and his dad came up to him and said, "Well, I see your grades are much better, and I've been noticing you're reading your Bible a little bit, but disappointed you hadn't got your hair cut." The young man thought he'd outsmart his dad. He said, "Well, Dad, I'll tell you, in studying the Bible, I've learned that Samson had long hair, John the Baptist and Moses. There's even pretty strong evidence that Jesus had long hair, so that's why I hadn't cut it." His dad looked at him and said, "Did you also learn that they walk everywhere they go?" That ended that argument pretty quick, didn't it? Nothing like a little wisdom, is it? Well, I guess we can go out here and see how many eggs we got. Jordan pulled one on me Sunday. I was gone from the place, and I didn't realize he'd fed the chickens, but he didn't gather the eggs. So when I went out there yesterday evening, got to pulling eggs, had almost 24. I'm like, my goodness, they've really turned on. And I guess I was a little disappointed when I found out that he hadn't gathered them. That's why we was doubled up. But I think we're still getting about a dozen. There's got 3 there. There's some loud jokers, ain't they? Yeah, we're gonna have a good little haul today, I guess. Now these white ones, as big as they are, of course, they're not meant to lay. We proved everybody wrong on that. They're laying on the ground though, so they don't have the talent to get up in the nest like they should. It gets done all the same. My goodness, we do have a lot today. So it wasn't too far off got my nice little basket there from my good friend up in Oregon way. They're still digging out of the snow. I sure couldn't handle that. Let's see, there should be some down here, and then we'll get a count. This looks like gonna be a kind of a record day. Them little ones are coming on with it because they lay little pullet eggs. That's what they call them. They're supposed to be pretty desirable among the pastry chefs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On a bad day, there's 14 of them in there. They might actually earn their keep. There we go. How about that? even in the cold, they got after it. But they finally went back to work, so I guess springs are coming on. But boy, they'll eat you out of house and home. Well, this is the eve of the fall of the Alamo. Tomorrow's the day that it fell in 1836. It was quite a battle. But of course, been sharing that over on my little radio page, and some of you following along. But tomorrow's reading, really, it always hits me as I recount the facts of the battle details and how Davy Crockett and Bowie and all them fell. Rough stuff, but gotta learn from that wisdom. Look at this one, y'all. Y'all ever seen a double yolk egg? There it is. I bet you I can go find which chicken. That's a big difference, isn't it? I don't know if I'd do well in the grading department. Let's see, there you go. One's, I can't get the camera right. There it is. Big difference. that old hen that laid that one's probably walking kind of crooked out there, poor thing. Big old double yolk. Onions and garlic's coming on good, and I'm happy that the seed starts are popping through in there. Won't be long, we'll be getting them in the ground. And Dad brought up a few tomato cages. I guess it's hard to see against that green. But good day. Barreling through the week. Here we are in March. But y'all have a great day, and don't forget, wisdom matters. You can do all the learning you want, but wisdom comes from experience, I guess, and being through a few things. I'm apt to learn a lot more, maybe get a little wisdom myself. But we're going to get to see a sunset this evening, I guess. We'll take it. Y'all stay warm. Put them coats up. About Thursday, it's going to be 70. Have a good evening. Be the light, y'all. Oh, I need to do a roll call, hadn't I? I didn't do that last time. Get to rambling. Let's see who all's on here real quick. There's Ron. How you doing, buddy? There's my friend Donna. Wow, man. I've been missing you. There's Pamela. Thank you, ma'am. Let's see, it was 25, I think 26 this morning. That's how cold it was here. But I tell you what, I walked out the day before yesterday and it was in the low 40s. And colder than it was when it was raining, but it sure didn't feel as cold. I don't know what that is. I guess the moisture wasn't in the air. I'd rather have it cold than dreary and rainy, to be honest with you. And there's Margaret down in San Antonio, 28, Ron said, in Fairmount this morning. Let's see, there's Susan. How are you, ma'am? Brenda in Arkansas, 19. Whew, that's getting out of hand now. Yeah, well, I guess you got us beat then, 19 to 70 in Arkansas. We're only going to make it down in the, I'll probably hit 26 or 7 here this evening, or by early morning. Lovely chilly day in Oklahoma, Susan says. There's Miss Melinda. Good to see you. Got your egg basket full this evening. Let's see. There's my really good friend Carolyn Darrell Parklow. I was thinking about you this morning, ma'am. I appreciate that card you sent here a while back. I didn't even reach out and tell you that. You just celebrated a birthday, by the way, I believe. So happy belated there. Another good follower I see, Phil Griffith, I believe, just celebrated a birthday. It's hard to keep up with everybody. I try. There's Miss Billy. No, they're not frozen, ma'am. They I walked it this morning. They weren't out there, so it's been just today, so they're good. A triple yolk egg. Goodness, Judy, that's a big one. Let's see, nothing better than fresh eggs. Can't wait. Thank you, Stephanie. And there's Martin, Carol, Mr. Manuel, all the way from Nacogdoches. You silly thing. How are you, buddy? Daryl's in Iowa. Temperature is 18. There's Miss Tina. Yeah, that sun does deceive you a little bit. There's my dad checking in. How are you? And Miss Melinda was 2 degrees. Not for me. No, ma'am. Can't deal with that. There's Miss Sandra from Florida. And Bill said it was 20 in Cooper, Texas this morning. All right, well, that's going to wrap it for this evening. And I guess this old green yard will survive another night of freezing temperatures. But it'll come right on. I was talking to Dad the other day about the dogwoods. I hadn't seen one of those in a long time, living in Central Texas. So I've forgotten the timeline. I believe it's mid-March is what we agreed on, late March when they start hitting the woods. But driving down these old East Texas rural roads, and that old forest, the trees really hadn't got their leaves on good yet, so you can see them dogwoods half a mile into the woods. Ain't nothing like that. Pretty tree. All right, I'm gonna get off here. Y'all have a good evening. Be the light, and don't forget you're learning. Y'all take it easy.